Hi, my name is Zen. I'll be here to enlighten you with some anime information. Yes, anime information. Originally, I was planning on recommending animes, but I thought there's some things you should probably know before starting an anime. Anime is animated by Japanese studios in Japan. Anime is Japanese style animation, which means anime is not a cartoon. Please stop saying that. Cartoons are American style animation, and anime is Japanese style animation, which shows that Avatar isn't an anime. You can consider it one, but it really isn't an anime since it was made in America. Anime is like the unknown. Humans are skeptical about trying new things sometimes, but those of us who've actually tried it out know it's good, because anime has greatness and potential. That's why we try to get other people to try to understand that, but instead we just get called gross and weird and receive faces of disgust when trying to do that. You shouldn't judge anime right away. You should at least first try it a little, before judging it. And if you won't take my advice, take their advice.
I think Michael B. Jordan's favorite anime is? It's a good question. Favorite anime is Naruto Shippuden.
Does Samuel L. Jackson like anime?
Yes, I do.
Spirited Away and like Miyazaki, and just the way that all that animation is, all the like no face and Spirited Away, the way that he just, oh my god, it's like so Spirited Away and like Totoro, and like
begin my day watching anime and I end my day watching anime. When I'm doing my makeup, I'll have it playing in the background, and then before I go to sleep at night, it's like what I fall asleep to. Right now, I'm like watching this one called High School of the Dead, and it's super cool. I really like Soul Eater, Blue Exorcist. That's what I have on my nails right now.
And at first, I really didn't like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't like that stuff. Like, I thought it was weird. Like, I don't like that stuff. But after a while, I really got into it and really started watching it and paying attention and really listening and reading. And some animes is better than real movies, like, honestly, storyline-wise.
1. Anime details. You should know that when getting into anime, not every anime is going to be for you. Not every anime is amazing and great, and some animes will be hard to understand. You won't like every genre, so you should be aware about that and choose anime that you will particularly like based on the genre. I do plan on doing anime recommendations, but you should know that I will not go into too much detail about the animes, and this can be said for almost every show. You shouldn't go into too much detail into a show, because that can kind of give away a lot of things, because with anime, every little important detail plays a big role in the story. For example, even mentioning the genre, let's say for example a show is sad. To me, I don't really think you should say that the show is sad, because you want to have your friend or whoever you're recommending the show to actually feel the emotional impact of watching that show. If you tell them the genre is sad, they'll know what to expect. They can sort of mentally prepare themselves. That can also be said for the characters. In a show, the antagonist is the protagonist's best friend. If you say that, then while people are watching a show, they could put one and two together and think, oh, the protagonist's best friend is gonna betray him somewhere down the line and become the antagonist. 2. Sub versus dub. Sub is the Japanese voice acted with English subtitles versions of anime, and dub is the English voice acted version. In the anime community, there is lots of discrimination between sub versus dub, but to me, I don't really care, and I don't think anyone else should. As long as you enjoy anime and like it, that's all that really mattered. But with that being said, sub is better than dub in terms of voice acting. But that doesn't mean dub is bad.
Kenny! I will not let you destroy my world!
3. Manga. Manga is what you could sort of say is the script slash source material of an anime. Every anime, it comes from a manga. It is created by an author. Mangas are sort of what you would call sketches, but they're like comics too. And when a manga does well, it could get adapted by an animation studio and get its own anime. Most of the time, animation studios follow the manga, so everything you see in anime comes originally from a manga. 95% of anime do this. Well, that's all I have for today.
The winners for the cutest pet contest. For the first category, which is the cutest dog, Alex won. For the next category, which is the cutest cat, Jacqueline won. And for the third category, which was the other pets category, there was a tie. Yahya and Autumn won. And then for the funniest pet category, Peyton won. Thank you to all 77 people who voted. Hey, me again. Today I'm going to recommend you some books, obviously. So the first book that I wanted to recommend is History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. This book is pretty good. Adam Silvera is really bad with endings, so I wasn't really looking forward to reading this, but it was actually pretty good. The ending wasn't as terrible as other books, and yeah, I would highly recommend it. The second book that I wanted to recommend is actually a 2-book series by Hank Green, because I'm done recommending John Green books and now I've moved on to recommending his brother's books. Am I obsessed? Maybe a little. Anyway, they are an absolutely remarkable thing and a beautifully foolish endeavor. It's really good. It's a science fiction novel and I would highly recommend them. They're really, really good. The third book that I wanted to recommend is Eliza and Her Monsters. This one's also pretty big, so I actually really, really enjoyed this book. Anyway, it's a really good book and I would highly recommend it. That is all. That was really loud. That is all that I have to recommend. So, yeah, bye.
Sometimes the world looks perfect. Nothing to
We're gonna do 8th grade teachers most likely to. So let's start. Most likely to be paranoid. Mr. Brandt. Definitely.
Yeah. Mr. Brandt.
Most likely to be the most emotional.
I think Miss Webby would be emotional.
Yeah, I would say so. Or Coluca, I feel like too. Miss Coluca feels like, yeah. Most likely to make it big as an actor and actress. I would say Brant for boy. And Morse for girl.
I'd say I'd say Mr. Brandt.
Yeah.
And then maybe Miss Bugler.
Yeah, I feel like that would be true too. Most likely to marry a celebrity. I think we all agree if they weren't married, they could all pull a celebrity.
Yes.
Most likely to read every book in the library. I would put Miss Morse.
Or in both.
Yeah, these 3 teachers
English
would
teachers.
definitely. Most likely to invent something useful.
Maybe Mr. Brandt.
Probably.
'Cause we all know we want some stogs.
Definitely. Most likely to go to a Taylor Swift concert. Miss
Miss
Bugler,
Bugler.
because she's obsessed
Hold on,
with
I
Taylor
can't find
Swift.
it.
She's like obsessed with Taylor Swift. Most likely to have a part-time job. Mr. Brandt, because he already has a lot. Most likely to be late to their wedding. I feel like...
I think maybe Mr. Mayhar.
Yeah, I would say so too. I feel like Mr. Mayhar would be late. Or Mr. Rotter. Mr. Rotter would definitely be late to his own wedding. Oh, it's right here. Rotter and Mayhar definitely would be late to their own wedding. Because Mr. Rotter's always late. Who would be a stand-up comedian? Mr. Rotter.
Mr. Brandt. Maybe.
Who would have their own reality TV show? We
All
think
of
all
them.
of them.
And they need to get on it.
Most likely to win Jeopardy, Miss Bishop.
Oh, I found it.
Definitely. Most likely to say hi to you in the hallway, Miss V. She always says a lot to everyone.
Yeah, or Mr. Brandt. So you're
Yeah.
there, too.
Most likely to tell a dad joke, Mr. Rotter. Definitely. He
Ooh.
likes to think all of his jokes are so funny.
Maybe, I think all 3. Mr. Mayhar, Mr.
Yeah, Mr.
Brandt,
Mayhar
or
likes to
Mr.
make some jokes. Most likely to be in a commercial, Mr. Brandt, because he was going to try to be in a commercial.
You know, maybe Miss Webby, because she looks really nice. And
Yeah, Miss Webby, I agree too. Most likely to fail a simple test, Mr. Brandt, because he gets himself worked up.
yeah, maybe Mr. Brandt.
Most likely to make up a false story, Mr.
Mr.
Brandt,
Brandt.
because we call him a liar. Most likely to be a teacher's pet, like when they were in school, I'd say Miss B.
Maybe Miss
Or
Morris.
Miss Morse, yeah. most likely to have develop a habit skipping breakfast. I would say all of them probably would because they're probably very stressful. Like they have a lot of stress, but I would say Miss V. Or Miss Morse.
Or Mr. Brandt, because he's always in a rush.
Yeah. Most likely to get 4 hours of sleep.
Mr. Brandt.
I would say Mr. Brandt or Miss Coluca or Miss Rossi.
Yeah, because they just had babies.
So yeah, they're stressful. So thank you for joining us for our most likely to 8th grade teachers edition.